we had an incredible opportunity with Senator Bernie Sanders' campaign to bring progressive ideals to the White House. He campaigned on a platform of universal health care, of free college education, of addressing the need for improving police-community relations, and many, many other progressive causes. And rather than embracing those progressive values, the mainstream Democratic Party rejected them. And as we know, orchestrated a campaign to deny Senator Sanders of the support he needed to win the nomination, which created enormous bad blood between progressive activists and the people that Senator Sanders brought into the Democratic Party. I think it's really important that we come together, progressive organizations around a Bay Area progressive coalition, to not only advocate for policies at the local level, but at the state and national level. I think now we got to get organized. We need to work together.
When you have a candidate like Bernie Sanders filling arenas, filling stadiums, filling parks the way he did, and you ignore that, that's a really loud message that you really don't care about the people, and your concern is about your corporate sponsors. When you have so that was the huge mistake that the party made. There are lots of mistakes. It all culminates, of course, to me, into one big diss, one big disrespect. But the other mistake was, besides not listening, was not reaching out to people of color. We had a candidate that was willing to listen to the people, and then you had another candidate that was not willing to listen to the people, and we see what happened.
I'll be honest. I don't give a shit about Democrats. I mean, I care about the goals. I don't care about parties. You know what I mean? But when people talk about the lessons that Democrats should have learned, there's frequently this tone of like, why don't the Democrats know that progressive populism wins elections? Why don't they realize that energizing the base is what they need to do? My belief is that there is a significant number of those national level Democrats that we're talking about who would rather lose than empower the communities that we're concerned with empowering. They would rather lose than contemplate the policies that we're trying to push forward. So it's not a misunderstanding. According to the National Center for Health Statistics, life expectancy in the United States declined for the first time in 2 decades. People are dying younger. And with these statistics, all of everything is orders of magnitude worse for people of color, of course.
We have massive economic inequality in this country, and including in the Bay Area, and power and wealth is being concentrated at the top. People are being pushed out of their housing. People are working multiple jobs and not being able to afford their rent. They're ending up on our streets. We're seeing greater numbers of homeless people in Berkeley and Oakland and San Francisco. So we are in a crisis. Our country and our region is in a crisis. We have to stand up. We have to speak out, because progressive values and progressive solutions are the right solutions to unite the blue-collar people, Green Party, Democrat, all people around a banner of economic and social justice. That's how we're going to take back our country.
That's right. You know what happened with Rendon? He took $400,000 from the pharmaceutical company, and now that the single-payer bill is stalled. We see what happened with Jerry Brown, where the cap and trade started off very progressive, but took millions of dollars from oil companies, and now we wonder, why was that compromise even made? So, I think that it's really important that we start demanding that the candidates we support, not take money from corporations. That's how we're going to get them out of
Well, and just another fault to that, which is, really the root of this big problem is the influence, the corrosive influence of corporate dollars in our democracy.
Right.
On the local level, on the statewide level, on the local level, on the national level. That's why the Speaker of the Assembly is not willing to bring universal health care to a vote on the floor of the legislature. That's why we have cabinet-level secretaries rolling back environmental protections. We have Congress that are passing bills that undermine voting rights and undermine basic civil rights. So until we change the whole system in which our democracy is built upon, where we have campaign finance reform, which is we just instituted in the city of Berkeley, like San Francisco, a matching fund system so that grassroots candidates from the community can actually be able to compete against big corporate dollars. It's going to be hard to change the system. So we need to bring about change not just on a grassroots level, but I agree, we need to be bold, we need to push for big solutions, and we need to get unified because the right is unified, they're emboldened, they're empowered to see, white supremacists marching openly with their hoods off shows that we are in a dangerous time in this country, and if we are fighting for our survival, the survival of not only our communities but of this country, and we need to get organized. We need to come together around a banner of progressive values.
That's right.
Berkeley is the birthplace of the free speech movement. I absolutely do not want these groups to come into our city. They have not sought a permit. If they seek a permit, we're not going to give them a permit.
Good,
We're going to do what we can to not give them a platform.
Exactly.
But we should not respond to those very violent and racist and hostile voices with violence, because that's what they want. They want to show the message that the left is violent, and show chaos, show disorder. That's not what we stand for. We stand for justice, we stand for equity, we stand for inclusion, we stand for diversity. That's what we should stand for, and we should show up to show that that we stand for those values, and we do not stand for hate. We will not allow hate to be in our community.
Write your elected officials and ask them to deny these permits. Write the national parks and demand that they not approve any permits, because if they don't have permits, then now they're breaking the law.
They're breaking the law.
So there's all kinds of campaigns that can be done effectively, but again, it's all about us unifying on the message that they're not welcome, and we should, of course, also have more people show up to these things. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.